Well, the UK Parliament has to consider a debate on a no-confidence vote in the British Prime Minister as the online petition calling for the debate exceeds the required minimum signatures. The petition accuses David Cameron of causing devastation for the poorest in society. As of Friday night, more than 141,000 people have signed the online petition. According to British Live, petitions on the parliamentary website secure 100,000 signatures. MPs are obliged to hold a debate on the subjects raised. Professor of Economics Rodney Shakespeare joins us now from the British capital, London. Mr. Shakespeare, will this petition ever make it to the floor of the UK Parliament?
I doubt it. As a motion of confidence, it won't. But the whole issue behind it, which is government policy to wreck the position of the poorest in society, that issue is very rapidly rising. Based on antediluvian economic theory, in fact, it's not antediluvian, it's early 19th century, the government believes that the poor only need sufficient to keep themselves alive. And Malthus used to say, if they haven't got a job, they can die. Well, the existing government is actually proposing to smash the incomes of the poorest workers in our country by between £1,000 and £2,000 a year. That's utterly impossible. This is for people who are on part-time jobs, on 0 hours jobs, on no hours at all, part-time contracts, temporary contracts, etc. One hopes there are sufficient decent people, in fact there are sufficient decent people in the Conservative Party. And the pressure, I suspect, is going to build because this is a touchstone issue. Just as the Liberal Party betrayed its supporters by refusing to get rid of those outrageous student fees, and they paid the price at the last general election. So this government will pay a huge political price if it fails to act and to eliminate its own proposals for smashing the working poor. This may not come to a vote of confidence because the politicians hang together no matter what the consequences. They want to stay in power. But believe you me, the anger is rising and the pressure for this motion of confidence is rising, and most of all the pressure to stop this government's attack on the poor working people, that is the strongest of all.
Mr. Shakespeare, in a broader perspective, would you say that David Cameron has failed the lower societies, the lower classes of British society?
The talk of the broader perspective, it just goes right the way across the board. And if you want to go really broad, he's in hock to outdated doctrines, which are in fact causing similar problems in the countries of Europe. And if you go even further, his outrageous foreign policy in support of the throat slitters on the head choppers in Saudi Arabia and in Bahrain is so outdated. We ought to have a motion of confidence on, for example, on his foreign policy. Whatever you go with Cameron, this man needs to be kicked out.
Thank you very much, Professor of Economics Rodney Shakespeare, joining us from the British capital, London. And with that, it brings us to an end here on this edition of Press TV's Top 5. But do stay tuned. Up next, it's Reza with a look at the light. Thanks for watching.